Do you have an empty area on your island where you don't really know what to do there, but you'd rather have something fun instead of yet another filler? Well, this video is for you. Hello everyone, I'm Polly, and today's video is one that you guys have requested me on the last guide that I did here on the channel, and it is a guide on to do interactive builds for your island. The builds that I do in this video are a little on the simpler side, and you can definitely adjust the builds and the decor and everything to fit the aesthetic of your island. I'm just showing some examples that you can do on your island, and you can actually kind of use the exteriors that I show on the other guide where I show you how to do fake buildings. You know, use those fake buildings and transform them into interactive builds. You know what I mean? But before I show you these builds, I just want to let you know that all the codes and items and other inspo that I think you may find helpful will be in a document linked in the description. I did that on my last guide, but I didn't let you know in the video, and a lot of you seemed confused, so just know it's there. And let's check out the first build, shall we? Okay, so first we have a cafe, and the 5 first builds that I'm going to show you all have the same size. I just went with the same size for all of them because they're all commercial buildings that are pretty similar in my opinion. So I'm just showing you this variation where I use the medieval side walls and the castle gate, some storefronts to create this exterior. I think this would look really cute on like a coastal island or a town core island, something where these items and colors would look cute. And obviously you could use other colors if you like this style, but it doesn't fit the overall, you know, color scheme of your island. Please change whatever you feel like it's not working for your island. But with the interior, you can literally do whatever you feel like. I'm using here this counter and this dessert thingy, I don't know, and some tables and some chairs. I just went for this aesthetic because cinema roll is really cute and reminds me of cafes, but you can definitely use other kinds of furniture if it looks better on your island. A cash register and some coffee items so people know that this is a cafe, and just a chill place. Make sure, by the way, in every build you can make them more, you know, busy and stuff, but make sure that you have space to walk around or it will defeat the purpose. You know what I mean? Next up we have an apparel shop. This one is pretty easy to do in my opinion because there are so many apparel shop items already in the game. You don't really have to think too much about it. Just grab all those items and put them together. I'm using a different aesthetic here. I'm using the wide display stands to make this structure. You can change colors, you can use other items. I also like to use these climbing walls. I think that's what they're called, you know, they're climbing something. And I face them looking the other way around, and they look like walls, and they have a little something extra going on, you know, with those kind of pillars, and I think they look really cute. So definitely try out different colors and use them on different builds because they are really great to create walls. And I'm just placing some apparel shop items everywhere. I changed the layout a little bit. I also like to use the display cases because you can put items there and it's like, you know, you can see what you're buying and stuff. I don't know. I think it looks cute. You can definitely add more stuff. Again, make sure you can walk around, okay? That's important on a interactive build. Next up we have a bookstore. I love this. This would look the cutest on a autumn island, you know, or a town core island with some vintage vibes or some dark academia vibes. But you can definitely choose other colors if you want to use this idea, but you're not really going for that theme. Pretty simple, just bookcases or bookshelves, whatever, all around it. Right? It's an item and it's also a wall. I think it's perfect if you ask me. I only have a layer, if you will, but you can add another layer if you want a thicker wall. Just a matter of preference. Honestly, here I was going for the easiest way. So, because this video took me a long time to do, believe it or not. So I'm just adding more items, more book-related items, some magazines, and, you know, a little cart, and just some filler items, really. But I think it looks really, really cute. In another time of day, it would definitely look even cuter, and, you know, with the whole set up of an island where this would fit, I guess. Now we have a post office, and this is such a cute idea. I've actually wanted to do this on other islands that I've made. I never had enough space to add one, but I think this is such a cute interactive build idea. I love to see one when I find one on an island, and I'm using this covered counter, I think it's called, to just like a little window if you have like a super quick like something that you want to do at the post office. Like you don't have to go inside, you can just grab like maybe your mail, or I don't know, your packages, or send out a letter. Some post offices were near me or wherever have that, so I just decided to do that, just to show you also different kind of items that you can use to create the shell around the interactive build, I guess. And then I just added some stuff. These steel trash cans or whatever they're called, they're super cute because they look like the thingies where you put the mail. Sorry, I can't think of the name, but they're really cute. I also added some packages and, you know, a few items that look like they're being shipped somewhere. And you can definitely make it bigger, smaller, whatever. But I think it's a really cute idea. Next up, we have a flower shop. I mean, I love a good flower shop. These are stonework kitchens. A lot of you ask me in multiple videos, what is this item that I'm using for the walls? It's a stonework kitchen facing the other way. They look super cute as walls. The covered counters also look really cute with the design behind it. Here I was a little bit lazy and I only added this layer of wooden bookshelves. You can definitely make it look a little bit better. And I brought the brick inside as well, again with the stonework kitchen. And then I added a counter and a bunch of flower themed items. You can definitely use so many items for a flower shop. I also added that record player because it's really cute. And you can add a little something to your builds and your island in general. If you add a few music spots, it's so cute and it gives another vibe to your island. You know, I love to do that. So I would definitely have a record playing on the flower shop, and just added a few more items that I thought looked cute, and, you know, try to add as many plants as you can inside the flower shop because it's really, really cute. Next up, we have a supermarket. You know, if you followed my channel, you know that I usually like to place a supermarket on my Japanese themed islands. This time I'm showing you how to do like an interactive build where you can walk inside and kind of shop, if you will. I'm using the wide display stands again to create that kind of window shop kind of thing going on, and that works for the exterior and also the interior this time because it can be just shelves with stuff in them, you know, like I'm going to show you in a little bit. I just added some store shelves. Of course, you can definitely make the things look different, you know, with different color schemes. I was, again, a little bit lazy to do that here. I like to add the model kits because they kind of look like items and make it look busier and with more information, which I think helps with the whole looking busy kind of aesthetic, you know. I added a little flower section and a little produce section that will be there in a minute. I also added TVs. I also remembered post doing the general layout that I wanted some shopping carts because that is really important when you're making a supermarket. So I just put it right in front, not right in front, right next to the entrance of the supermarket. And these come in different colorways in case you don't know, so be free to you can definitely make it look as a supermarket that you want to maybe recreate in the game. I think it looks super cute. And next up, we have a school. Now, this is a tiny school, okay? I would maybe tell you to do it way bigger than this. You can also add stories. I've seen people adding stories to their schools and maybe fields and all that. I was a little bit out of time when I was doing this video. I really wanted to put it out, so I just did a tiny school. This is just like the inspiration, you know. You can definitely go bigger than this and make more classrooms and a bigger cafeteria and have all that and a bigger hall. But you know, this is just a little inspo for you, I guess. I just use the school themed items. Basically, you can definitely use other items to do the layout for the school. I was running out of ideas here, so I just used the wide display cases to make the windows and all that. You can definitely use codes for that, and you can use the layout that I showed you on the fake buildings. There's a school in that video, so if you want to do that kind of building but then add an inside, you know, feel free to do it, I guess. I didn't put a lot of items because, again, I always clutter my builds too much and you can never walk around them. I was really trying hard to not let that happen here, so I just let a lot of room for people to walk around the school. But that's pretty much it. I think these are like the essential rooms that you need on a school, and you can definitely add more. Now we have a stage, and there are different ways that you can do a stage. I went for this one with the stairs back there, but you can put them on the side. You can use a ladder if you don't want to see the stairs. And I just added a bunch of items that I felt looked kind of like a structure of a stage. You can definitely make a smaller stage and not put it on a cliff, basically. So in case you don't have money for a staircase, for example, or you have a smaller space. But this is like a big concert area, okay? And I just added a few rock instruments because that was the vibe that I was going for here. But you can use other items. It can also be for, performative thing is like theater and all that. But I think it's a great way to fill a bigger or smaller space depending on the space that you have. Next up, we have one of my favorite builds to do on an island. If you've ever watched a speed build of mine for like my islands, you know that it's basically a rule of mine and that my islands have to have a fish market. For some reason, I love them. And I put this on the beach because I think that's the perfect place for a fish market because it's like a 2-in-1. You fill your beach, you can make it as big or as small as you want, and it's a cute build, a cute interactive build if you let people walk around. I usually just clutter too much and you're not really able to walk around. You can also add like a fishing rod here and people can like fish and stuff like that. I think it's really cute and a really versatile build to have on an island. And last but not least, a little outdoor cinema. You know that I love, you probably know, I mean, I don't know if you know, but in case you don't know, I love a cute outdoor cinema. This can also be just a picnic area. I added the cinema element because I think it's really, really cute. But, just added some places to sit and some snacks and obviously like the film projector and all that. But it's such a simple build that, again, it's very versatile because you can make it as big or as small as you need. And it's a great filler, super cute, and you can adjust it to whatever aesthetic you have going on your island. Now, there's also a little tip that I want to give you to transform every build that you make, or even your island, your whole entire island, interactive, and it is to use handheld or consumable items. These are so simple, but they can really like upgrade the experience when visiting. I think it's just so cute to kind of include the visitor on your island and just give that extra step to your builds to make them really, really interactive. I did this with Toshinaka and I loved it. I thought it was really cute. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's builds and let me know if you've tried any of this before, if you've been afraid of trying out an interactive build. I think they are super fun and they add just a little something, an extra something to your island and make them, a little bit more fun to explore. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and to subscribe if you haven't already. And like I said, I have another guide and actually I have 2 other guides. So be sure to check them out. And thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye!